Hi guys, Saden is here. We managed to kill Lilith this morning, so I wanted to do a new video about all my skills, Paragon, and the setup I bring with me to kill her. I will start with the skills. They are very standard for the poison build that everyone is running. We start with puncture, with fundamental puncture, so you can apply at the same time vulnerable as slow. The slow helps stagger her during phase 1 and phase 2. Then we have Twisting Blade with improved Twisting Blade that dazes the enemy. This also helps with the bar, with the staggering bar. Then we have Sturdy to get close damage reduction, and Siphoning Strike to gain more health while doing crits. And as you will see, you will do just crit, basically all crits. Then we have Weapon Mastery, as in increased amount of damage. And then we have 4 ranks of dash. I have no points in here because I have a pair of boots that gives me 4 ranks of dash, so I don't need to spend any points here. So this is Dark Shroud. It's used to reduce damage, but for me it was the key point when I managed to kill her, because in phase 2 you need to run a lot, and with this talent here you can manage to reach another 20% movement speed, and you have no downtime in DPS like using the Shadow Clone. Then we have Poison Trap with increased poison damage. Then we have Exploit and Malice. This is might sounds a little bit weird. It's 12 points in poison imbuement, and you get 4 points from the helm and 3 points from the amulet. You gain also 75 increased poisoning damage from this talent here. Then you have damage reduction from poisoning the enemies, and 9% poisoning damage. And you also have 9% critical strike chance with poison imbuement skill. As all the skills rotate about one single aspect, the one that allows you to spam imbuement skill, imbuement poison, this one is basically a constant 9% of critical strike chance. We have no ultimate here. As I mentioned before, I didn't want to have any downtime during the fight. The cooldown of Shadow Clone, I don't know, 50 seconds, it's too much. I played for like 5 days with Shadow Clones trying to burst her, but I prefer to use Dark Shroud and survive with that 20% movement speed more and damage reduction. Then we have Innervation. Then we have Trap Mastery. Adrenaline Rush, just to reach Haste. This one is really strong. It gives you 15% movement speed and increased attack speed. So this is a very good talent. Then the choice was between Momentum and Close Quarter Combats. I used to run Close Quarter Combats for the first phase to get the 20% attack speed. But at the end, I switched to Momentum just to get the movement speed and damage reduction. That's about the skill tree, and we're going through the gear. So the gear, we start with Mangler. Mangler, of course, helps you stagger the enemy. As you can see, we have 4 poison rank on the helmet. Then we have the Disobedience one. It's a must aspect. It gives you tons of armor. Then this is the core aspect of the build. Basically is on lucky hit, and every time you lucky hit, you have a chance to summon these poison. Oh, how does it call it? It's a poison pool. If you stand in the poison pool, basically you have no CD on your poison imbuement. What that means? It means that every Twisting Blade you're gonna apply to your enemy is gonna have the poison imbuement. It might happen that it procs 3 times in a row, so for 9 seconds you have basically infinite poison imbuement, and you can also spam infinite Twisting Blade because you have Inner Sight. On the trousers, we have basic skill grants damage reduction. It's a must. On the boots, we have 20% increased crowd control duration. This is just for the CC on the enemy and for staggering her in phase 2. We have Twisting Blade on the two-hander. We have Corruption on the one sword. This one helps with the poison damage. And then we have Edge Master on the other sword. We have Accelerating on Warring, Critical Strike with core skill increase your attack speed. And we have also Blast Trapper, a max one, and every time you use a trap, it has a chance to make the enemy vulnerable. This is it's quite helpful. Then this was also another key point of my build. The 30% critical strike chance against injured enemy, it means that when Lilith is running very low, it helps a lot with the damage, as you have a very few window of killing her. And the other, on the other side of the medal, you have 60% increase control duration. It means that every puncture you do is gonna stagger faster. The poison trap is gonna knock her down, it's gonna last longer, and this helps a lot staggering the enemy during the phase 2. So this is the gear and all the aspects. As I scroll through the gear, there are two main things that I want to focus. One is movement speed. As you can see here, we have 141 movement speed just from the gear. So we have movement speed on boots and movement speed on the amulet that it might be very helpful. But as you can see, this one doesn't have poison rank, and in the end I managed to kill her with the maximum poison rank, that is 12. So movement speed is important. Then you have 20% from Dark Shroud and another 15% from momentum when you stack it, so it's gonna be almost at maximum level. Another important thing that might save your life, and it didn't save my life in the killing blow, but in the killing blow video, but in many tries before, it helped me go through phase 2 smoothly, is the dodge chance. It's 30% dodge chance, it's based on dex, and you can get dodge from the pants, it's 8.6 here, and from the boots, it's 7.4 chance. So with a total of 30, it means that almost 1 on 3 attack, you're gonna dodge it. And it might sound slow, and it might sound unreliable, but when you're fighting and you dash it, and there is one of those fiery balls in your face, and you hit it, and it says dodge, and you're alive, and you keep fighting, it might help you, right? There is nothing that can help you better to survive than, in this case for me, it was dodge. So this is all we need. And another important thing, of course, is critical strike chance. You're gonna try having the max. We have critical strike damage and vulnerable damage. We are applying vulnerable all the time within Blast Trapper and within Puncture. That's all we need from gear and abilities. Now, last but not least is Paragon board. So according with Paragon board, we start with the classic one. We have Closer with the skulls on decks, and this is pretty standard here. The second board is Deadly Ambush, and I'm using Efficacy, so I can boost the damage from Poison Imbuement. We are getting damage reduction from enemy affected by trap skill, and damage to enemy affected by trap skill. Those two are very good, and they get boosted by Efficacy. For the third board is Cunning Stratagem here, and their rune is Turf. It's 100 damage to close enemies. In the Turf panel here, I went a little bit far here, and I got core skill damage, and another core skill, and another core skill. This is basically almost 42 core skill damage more, as we are gonna spam Twisting Blade, is gonna help a lot with the damage. The fourth board is Exploit Weakness, and with the rune called Tracker. Tracker helps you do more damage to poison enemy, and I can assure you that Lilith is poisoned most of the time. Here, I just went a little bit further to get more vulnerable damage, a total of 40 here. 40 vulnerable damage and injured damage. Then we are forced here to get vulnerable damage here and poison healing, but we go down here just to get the intelligence that is gonna boost the tracker glyph. Then from the Deadly Ambush, from the second board, we go up and we attach another board. It's called Tricks of the Trade. And in this board, we use the glyph Exploit. This just gives vulnerable damage, and every time, once every 20 seconds, you hit the enemy, it gets vulnerable. And here we get some fancy rare notes like critical strike damage here that boosts us a lot of damage. Then, last but not least, this is the fifth board with the 6 glyph inside. It's called Combat and gives 86.1 critical strike damage with core skill. Here I was forced to go on the left here just to get the int and passing through damage to crowd control enemies. Unfortunately, you can control Lilith, so this is pointless, but it gives you a lot of damage if you reach the intelligence ones. And down here, I didn't reach this one as it's pointless to use it, as gives you damage reduction for slowed enemies and you can't slow Lilith. I just went down here to get more int, as this particular glyph scales on intelligence. And basically that's my setup. One last thing, so you wanna go through Lilith and boost your lucky hit because you want to spawn the poison pool as much as you want. You can see it in my video, it's under my feet. And as soon as the poison pool is under my feet, you can spam the poison imbuement. To do that, you can use this elixir. It's called Combat Fortune and increase your lucky hit chance of 30%. Or if you rely more on damage and I don't know, you wanna do like a spicy run when the proc is really random and it might happen as it might not happen, you can go also for Elixir of Cruelty, that I can ensure you is a really epic boost of damage. That's all for the gear and the setup. I hope it helps, and GG again for the Lilith kill. It was an amazing experience, and see you in the next video, guys. Bye.